guys, it's Sheree, and today I want to talk to you about some of the things that I've made so far this month of March. I believe that today is the 13th. I do tend to lose track since we're home every day, but I'm pretty sure that today is the 13th, and I gave myself a goal of the 15th to complete the items on my list, the things that I mentioned in my last video. I will be honest, there is something on my list that I didn't get finished. I've started it, but I'm giving myself until Friday to complete it, and I will include it in my next video when I talk to you about the remainder of my plans for May. Alright, so that item that I did not complete, or actually there's two things. It's the sweatshirt and sweatpants from the Tilly and the Buttons book in the blue fabric that I showed you, and then the other thing is the burnt orange Sophia dungaree, also from Tilly and the Buttons. So that's to come. Hopefully I can get those both done this week. Alright, so first things first, if you're new to my channel, welcome, and if you're a returning person, thank you so much for your support. I truly appreciate you, and I've really been enjoying all of the lovely comments that you're including down below, so please continue to engage with me. I love hearing from you. I love hearing your thoughts about my makes or suggestions for future improvements, or even just you sharing with me the things that you plan to sew. That really excites me, and it seems like we're building a nice little community here, so I thank you for that. One more thing before I get into the things that I made this month, I want to do a special shout out to a lovely woman who mentioned my channel. On her channel, she did a special birthday video, and as a gift to us for herself for her birthday, it's a very selfless thing, she actually mentioned my channel, and her channel is called And So On. And so what I will do is I will link her channel in the description portion of my video so that you can check her out. But she was nice enough to share her birthday with me by mentioning my channel so that more viewers could check me out. If you're new to me because of her, thank you so much for taking a chance and visiting my channel. Alright, now let's get started. It was a really exciting month. In the beginning of the month, I was full of energy. I was ready to go. I had planned to sew so many things, and I figured one garment a day would be really great, and I knew I could do it. However, there were a couple of times in the month that I actually felt pretty crummy. I'm still struggling with allergies and asthma. I might get winded in this video, please forgive me. And so for a couple of those days, I had really bad hay fever, and my eyes were all like watery, itchy. I just didn't feel great, so I rested. I didn't actually sew. It's a lot harder for me to see and focus on what I'm doing when I'm constantly rubbing and sneezing. So I didn't finish everything, but I got pretty close, and I enjoyed sewing, which is the whole point of this, and I want to show you all the things that I made. So the first thing that I'm going to talk about is what I'm wearing right now. I'll actually insert pictures. It'll be nicer to see rather than me trying to stand up and show you right now. But I actually made a shirt dress, and it is the McCall 10444. What I did is I did version B, and I used a fabric that was similar looking to version A. Now, here's the thing about this dress. This dress, the suggestions for material were shirting fabric, poplin, linen, seersucker. And what I chose to make it out of actually is a stretch denim. Why did I choose a stretch denim? Two reasons. One, I had it in my stash already, and two, I thought it would create a more boxy, structured effect, and it did, and I love it. The thing I like about this dress is it's actually quite weighted, like it's a little heavy, not uncomfortably so, but in a way that actually suits my home and where I live pretty well for spring. But also I could see myself wearing this with tights in the winter, and because it's denim and a heavier weight, it could actually be used as like an over jacket, or you know, it's just something to throw over a t-shirt and something like stretch pants or jeans underneath, and I love that idea. So it was not necessarily the easiest thing to sew, not because the pattern isn't easy. It's actually a really good pattern to follow, but because I only had 2 yards of this fabric, and I got it from a discounted fabric wholesaler, so it was a kind of an odd shaped amount of fabric. So when it came to matching up lines, I struggled a bit. And so for the back panel of the top portion of this shirt, I'll insert a picture so that you can see. It's a minor fail, but I still love the way the shirt dress came out. I had trouble finding one piece that was long enough to cover the back like the actual pattern piece suggested, and I actually had to cut two pieces to piece together. And because I didn't have a lot of fabric left over after cutting the main pieces, I had to place two pieces together and the lines didn't match up. So it's kind of a bummer, and it's just like, you see how there's two different directions? It's like that. So the back, rather than it being completely lined up, it's kind of like this. It's not a huge deal, not a big deal at all, in my opinion, for me, because I know the love, the sweat, the tears that went into this dress. No tears, I promise. But no, I know the work that went into it, so I'm still very proud, and I still think it's a beautiful garment. But the back doesn't line up quite the way that I wish that it would. I will make this pattern again because it was enjoyable to sew, and I know the problem that I had, and I'll know now that I need to go up at least a half a yard to make sure that I have enough material to piece if I need to, or just to make sure that I cover the full back panel. Now, you don't have to switch the direction of your fabric in order to do this two-tone type of look. You could use all the same fabric going the same direction if you want to. If you were going to make, like I'm thinking about making this maybe in a floral type of pattern, it wouldn't matter. It would all look the same, and you don't have to do this. This is a little bit more complicated, but I really wanted to give it a go, and it would have been perfect. Everything about this dress came out really nicely. It would have been perfect had I had enough fabric to just do one piece in the back instead of trying to piece what I had left over. Another thing is I have lots of buttons, but no buttons that looked good for this particular dress. And so I was like, oh, what am I gonna do? This is a bummer, because I have white buttons, I have like off-white buttons, I have black, blue, yellow, and I have wooden buttons, and I didn't like the way any of them looked. And so what I did is I actually added snaps. I snapped these little guys on. This is the second time ever that I've used snaps, and I wasn't sure if it was going to work on denim because it's thick. But because it's a stretch denim, I actually was able to get it to work really nicely. It wasn't as difficult as I thought it might be. And I think it's because with stretch denim, you know, if you pull it, you can kind of like push the hole poker through a little bit easier than if it was just regular denim. So yeah, so I love the little light blue snaps that I used for this dress. So that was this one. It was a win. I definitely will make it again. And again, it's McCall 10444. All right. So the next thing on my list was a jumpsuit, and it's a lovely jumpsuit. It's Butterick 10224. This is the jumpsuit. I actually made version B here, and what I love about version B is that if you throw over a nice little jacket, or like this one has a cardigan pattern also. I didn't make the cardigan because I didn't have enough fabric, but I plan to make this in the future in a different, maybe a solid colored fabric, because I do think that the little sleeves are pretty cute. But this is like perfect for spring. It's perfect because all you have to do is throw on something a little light on top, or in the summertime you don't need it at all, and it's a great little strapless jumpsuit. Now for this particular pattern, I made the size 14, and it was too big. I chose that based off of looking at the final measurements of the pattern, and I thought that, you know, that's what I should do, because lots of people actually mentioned that in my last video that I should look at finished garments, and they're right, I should. But even still, I think with this one, it's because I'm petite in certain areas. Like my shoulders are not very big. I don't have a lot of meat or fat here or here, but I have really big breasts. And so I have to accommodate my bust, my full bust, but then everywhere else seems to be a bit baggy or loose. So I have to figure out a way to alter patterns for me so that I don't have that problem. For this one in particular, it's a little oversized. It has an elasticated waist, and it's supposed to be more of a blousey fit, and you'll see that in the picture. So I think I could just go down a size and I'll be perfectly fine. I really enjoyed this. It was an easy sew, and I think it's very flattering and it's very cute. I used it ITY fabric, so really lightweight and really soft and no wrinkles. It's like the perfect spring summer outfit. So I plan to make it again, and then the next time I'm actually going to do the full leg version. I haven't decided if I'm going to do the wide leg or the straight leg, but I do know that I prefer a wide leg. Although my last jumpsuit was totally different pattern, my red satin jumpsuit, I didn't like the way the wide leg looked on that particular one, and it had a similar elasticated waist. So I'm going to think on it a little bit, but I know for sure that I want to make a full length version of this as well, and the little cardigan. So again, that's Butterick 10224. All right, next. The next thing that I made was the olive pinafore from Make It Simple. I love this book. It's so good. And luckily, I had been reading this pattern for a while before I actually gave it an attempt. This is silly, I know, but I read the pattern a couple of times just to make sure that I understood and knew how to do it correctly. This is what it looks like in the book, and I'll insert my pictures. You will see that my dress fits me slightly different than the model here in this picture. She has a more slender upper body, and so it fits her a little bit more complimentary. I know that there can be some adjustments made to this pattern in order to make it fit me a little better. I love the way mine came out, but I want to explain to you what I had to do in order to get it to fit me the way that it did. First things first, when I put the dress on, first of all, when I completed it, it was gorgeous. I love the way it looked. It looked just like the example in the book. I was patting myself on the back. I was so proud. Everything went lovely. But when I put the dress on, it puckered right here. Like it was tight around the bust, but it puckered right here. And I was like, what am I going to do about this? I tried pulling it down a little bit. I tried, wearing it without an undershirt, putting an undershirt. And no matter what I did, I couldn't get rid of the pucker. So I said, you know what, forget this. I'm going to pin that pucker down, and I'm going to make it a design and make sure it's even on both sides and sew it down. And I did, and I think it's a lovely detail. It was totally a mistake, but it doesn't look like a mistake. It actually looks really nice, and now it fits me the way that it's supposed to fit, and I love the way it came out. Another thing that I'm especially proud of is the fact that I was able to match the prints so well when I made the dress. Not only did I match the inside really well, not only did I match the outside really well, but I also matched the inside really well. And so I was so proud of that. The only thing about this that I don't love is that there's no pockets. It's my fault there's no pockets. There is an option for pockets in this book, which is cute and I think would be really nice for a solid colored fabric, but I had done so well at matching the flower prints on my dress that I didn't want to then cover up the flower prints by adding pockets to the front of the dress. So I scrapped the pockets. It's not a big deal. The dress is lovely. I love it so much. I've already worn it a few times, and we're only halfway in the month. I am participating in Me Made May, and so I've been wearing all of my makes. However, you've seen all my makes, so that's why I haven't done any videos on Me Made May. All of my makes are pretty new since I just started sewing. So anyway, I love the dress. I think it came out lovely. I plan to make it again. Next on my list was my satin skirt. Now, remember that I had trouble sewing my red satin last month. Well, this month, this pattern was so easy to follow, and it only required 2 pieces. So easy, in fact, that I feel like I may have wasted my money on this skirt. I know that there are lots of videos on YouTube of girls or women teaching you how to make your own skirt, and I could have probably just followed along with them and used the measurements that they use in their video, but instead, I actually bought this pattern, and it's really easy. Only takes a couple minutes to sew up this skirt, and rather than having use pinking shears or anything crazy on the inside of the skirt, since I couldn't do my zigzag stitch that I like to do, or that I have to do since I don't have a serger, I actually folded the seams over, pressed it really nicely, and sewed them down. So there's no raw edges. It looks really lovely, and on the outside it looks nice as well. So I love this skirt so much. It came out so nice that I actually plan on making it in black satin, because I do have some black satin left over from the pillowcases that I made my mother-in-law. as well as some cotton. I have some African fabric left over from a previous project. This doesn't take a lot of material, so I plan to use that to make this skirt again. So this is New Look 10094. Again, that's New Look 10094. It's a lovely pattern. You should check it out. Okay. Next on the list of things is I made my husband some shorts. Now I probably should have mentioned these shorts before I mentioned my skirt because it's using the same material that I used to make my olive pinafore. My husband loves the shorts, thank goodness, because he is a very picky person to please. And so I used Quick Sew 4045. Now a couple months ago I made him a pair of self-drafted shorts, and what I did is I drafted a pair of shorts using a pair that he already owned in his stash. And those were lovely, but he asked me to make a bigger size, make them a little bit more roomy in the front, you know, where men need the extra room, okay? And so I actually bought a pattern to help me do that, and I love the way it worked out. The pockets were really nice and easy to put together. Rather than doing a button here, he didn't want a button. What I did is I did a front flap and elasticated waist. Now, I had planned to do a zipper. I actually installed the zipper and I was so proud of myself because I did really well. But at one step, when it came to the waistband, working on the waistband, I accidentally pulled the zipper head off the zipper. I couldn't believe I did it. I couldn't get the zipper head back on, and I was totally disappointed in myself, and no matter how I tried to get it on, it just wasn't happening. So what I did is remove the zipper and just made it a faux front pocket. I don't know what that's called, front flap. And then I made an elasticated waist. He's perfectly happy with it. Another thing is he doesn't like cargo pockets, so I didn't do cargo pockets. I just have the deep set pockets on the front. So lovely pattern, easy to follow, and this is the men's Quick Sew 4045. So if you're interested in making your loved one, husband, brother, son, some shorts, here you go. It's a good pattern. All right, next on the things that I completed was another t-shirt dress, and it was McCall's 7967. This is one of the easiest patterns there is out there. I have made now this version, this one, with really nice DTY fabric. I say DTY, but I think it's actually on Joann's double brushed poly, but it feels exactly like my DTY fabric that I purchased from Fabric Wholesale Direct. They feel identical. It's such a lovely fabric to work with. This dress feels so amazing. It's so good, in fact, that I actually used what was left, which wasn't much. I purchased 2 yards, and this dress took almost 2 yards. I had just enough to make a tank. Can I tell you that I wanted to wear that tank every single day because it's just so buttery soft on the skin. It's almost like wearing nothing. I don't know if anybody else strives for that when they're at home or in bed, but I like to be like wearing close to nothing. Like, it felt so good on my skin, just relaxing in that shirt, sewing in that shirt. Like, I didn't want to take it off. It was such a great shirt. So anyways, the tank top I used basically just cutting the bottom half of this pattern off, and there's actually a lines for lengthening and shortening on there, so it makes it easy for you to transform any of these dresses into a shirt, which I actually plan to do because I really enjoy this pattern a lot and it's really easy to follow. My dress came out so lovely. It's so nice, it's so comfortable, it's perfect for spring and summer. I'm obsessed with it. So my next attempt, I'll probably go for version A, which has the puffed upper sleeve and then the straight lower sleeve. Now so far I've done this version B with the short puff sleeves and this one, so I think that'll be really nice, and I'll probably make that dress C length because I do like a long dress, especially since I work with children. So this is McCall 7967. If you're looking for a t-shirt dress, you should check this out. Now I will say that I will be making an adjustment to this. Now, quite a few ladies that I've seen post pictures of themselves in this dress or videos of themselves making and wearing this dress are a bit more curvy than I am. I am not a super curvy person. My measurements are 38 for my full bust, 34 for my waist, and 38 for my full hip. So I'm more boxy than anything. I mean, that 4 inches in the middle doesn't make a huge difference. So when wearing something like this, I find that it clings a bit to my tummy. So when I make this again, I will not have it as hourglassy in this waist area. I think it's a lovely pattern and I think it looks really nice, but I personally felt a bit self-conscious when things kind of hug to the point where you can see my belly button. So I do want to add a little bit more on the sides to make this a bit more appropriate for my level of comfort. It looks nice, but it doesn't fit me the way that it fits the model or people that I've seen post online that are very curvy, and it's extremely flattering for them. Most people probably wouldn't care as much as I do, but I get very self-conscious when things are kind of sticking out. So anyways, but other than that, it's a lovely pattern. You should try it. It's great. The next thing on my list is the Pinafore dress by Tilly and the Buttons stretch book, and this one is actually called, which one is it called? It's the BB Pinafore. And so I made this BB Pinafore out of a stretch Ponte. Now this is my first time actually using Ponte fabric, and I honestly thought that it would be a bit more stretchy than what it is. It's actually more structured. This is what it looks like in the example, and I chose to do a green striped fabric because the example in the book had a two-direction situation. She has stripes in the center and then a bold solid on the outsides. That was my plan. I actually ordered a dark green outer panel solid colored Ponte fabric, and it sold out, so I didn't actually receive it. I only received the green striped. So I had to do the whole dress in green striped Ponte because it's what I had. It was lovely. It was going really well. I was working really hard to match up the lines and change the direction of the lines. You'll see that in the picture. But when it came to the waistband, I was able to match the stripes on one side connecting to the actual skirt. But on the other side of the waistband, the lines are slightly off, so they don't match up. Some people wouldn't care. That drives me bananas, especially since it's the front of the dress. Now, I have that issue happening with this dress, but it's the back of the dress. It's not the front of the dress. So, and it's also the waistband, right? So that's more of a focal point, I think, when people look at pinafore dresses. They look at the waistline and the bib, and I think it's a little bit more noticeable than if I had made that mistake in the back of the dress. So I love the dress. It's lovely. It's comfortable. I'm going to wear it a lot. It's perfect for working with kids. The length is perfect. So I am proud of myself for completing that. It's a lovely piece. I didn't make any mistakes other than the matching that I had trouble with. I was so disappointed that it didn't match up well that I thought I'd give it another go because I'm extra like that. So rather than just making one, I made two. So I saw that this was made in a solid gray fabric. This is a Ponte fabric, but I chose to make it in a stretch denim. Now, the stretch denim isn't as stretchy as what I would have liked. However, I think it adds a really nice structure to the dress. So I made it again in a solid gray, and that one I actually like better. I'll be wearing both, but because it was one solid color and there was no pattern matching or fabric line direction matching, it made it such an easy sew. And once you've made something one time, I think the second time you do it, it just kind of flows. I didn't even look at the instructions. I just remembered what to do next. So I actually sewed both of those dresses in the same day because I just had to get that pattern right. So that was from the Tilly and the Buttons stretch book. All right, so the next thing on my list that I made was the Penelope Pinafore. Now this is made by Jack's mom, and I love this pattern. It's so good. Now I made a long version. She's modeling a short version which stops above the knee. I made one that went below the knee, and again, perfect for working with children. If you are a teacher or a mom, this is a really great dress to put on. I made it out of a denim, and it's a dark denim with white dots. It came out so cute. I chose to do, there's lots of versions in this, and she gives you lots of different options for how you want to do your straps. I personally chose to do buckles. I had never installed buckles on anything ever in my life, so I wasn't sure how to do it, but thank God for YouTube. I got a hammer and I was able to get it done. The only thing is that the straps are for 1 inch straps, and my buckle I think was for 1.5 inch straps. So my buckles are slightly wider than what is required here, I don't care. I think it looks really, really nice. I've worn it twice. The pockets are nice and deep. I have front pockets and back pockets, so I can have anything I want in my pockets. It's loosely fitted. I can wear a turtleneck underneath. I could wear a t-shirt underneath. It's definitely one of those year-round items to wear. I love the way it came out. I'm so proud of myself, and I do plan on making this out of every fabric that I can. It's a really good pattern. So if you're looking for a pinafore style dress like this, made by Jack's mom, these patterns are lovely. I'm about to actually make the dungarees, and I don't know, this week or next week, by this brand, and I'm so excited because this pattern is probably one of the easiest to follow. It's literally step by step with pictures on everything that do to make this lovely garment. So if you're new to sewing, this is a really good brand to check out. Now the ones that I've purchased have been PDFs, and they're really affordable. Like a lot of indie brands, PDF patterns can be quite expensive, $14 to $25 I've seen so far. I fall in love with something, I go to download it, and I realize it's very expensive. There's lots of free ones out there too, but her downloadable PDF patterns on Etsy are $7, which you can't beat that. I mean, you're using your own paper, you're using your own ink, which you already purchased and paid for. So $7 is just a drop in the bucket. It's not quite as painful. But she also has paper patterns as well. But I find that her like the kind they mail to you, the ones that you print and piece together yourself are actually easy to piece up. So, anyways, check her out. She's really great. Now, let's see, is there anything else? No, I think that's everything. If I forgot, then I'll insert picture and I will voice over it. But those are the things that I've made so far in the month of May. I'm really proud of myself. I'm making all the things that I think will just be capsule items for my wardrobe, things that I will actually wear, things that are appropriate for my lifestyle and what I'm doing on a daily basis versus things that I just think are cute. Like, not only am I finding things that are cute, but they're functional for my life, and I'm really proud. It has been a hard time for us all being stuck at home and indoors, but I think it's such a blessing to be able to pick up a new skill that I actually enjoy. So thank you for that, God. Thank you so much for all my lovely subscribers that support me and keep stopping by. I do want to continue the communication between us, so please do comment below and let me know what your sewing plans are. Let me know if you have any suggestions on things that I should make in the future. I love that as well, because there's tons of patterns out there that I have not seen, and so please let me know if there's anything based off of my style that you think I might want to try. I will be uploading a video pretty soon here on the rest of my sewing plans for the remainder of the month, and that will likely post this weekend. So yeah, anything you let me know between now and the weekend, I might be able to pick up. So thank you so much for sticking with me through this long video. Oh, one more thing. Also, let me know if you think it would be better to receive a video with less items in it so that I can upload more frequently, or if you do like this style of video, which is like, 4 to 5 to 6 different items that I've made. I want to do this to help you and to give you some entertainment. So let me know what works best for you and what you'd like to see. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.